What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Dr. Mays. Listen, I'm excited. I know y'all miss me, man. Man, let me tell y'all, it's been a lot going on. I have been taking a rest for the past week. So that is why I have not been on. But do me a favor. Hey, I am back, and I want you to let everybody know that I am back. So if you have friends, family members, co-workers, make sure that you let them know that we are back on and we are uh, back on schedule. But I am, man, y'all just don't understand. I'm so excited to be back, man. I really am. But more than anything, I love the topic that we're dealing with today. We are still dealing with the same topic we stopped on last week, which is unlicensed relationships, part two. The great thing about doing unlicensed relationship is today we're going to talk about the spiritual significance or insignificance of relationships that are unlicensed. We're going to kind of define further what is unlicensed relationships, okay? So people can kind of get a firm understanding. But real quickly, before I do anything, I'm going to address a couple things today because people hit me up on Twitter and I want to answer a couple questions. And I promise you it's not related to this, but a couple people want to be asking me how do I get, the Appointed Apparel shirts and hats. Listen, you guys can go to appointedapparel.com if you are interested in taking a look at our inventory of hats and shirts. Man, Appointed Apparel, man, I'm telling you guys, it's wearing God all the time and also acknowledging who you are in Christ. So that's why we got our brand. So listen, we want you to support the brand if you can. But you can go to appointedapparel.com. Listen, today, guys, we are dealing with unlicensed relationships. Unlicensed relationships. So let's talk about it for just a second. Before we do that, do me a favor, guys. If you guys would like to be a blessing to Daily Manna, Bishop Chronicles Podcast, or just Mays Media Group in general, we can't do this without you. So we ask that if you look up I guess on TV is that corner, but if you look up in your corner, you'll see the Cash App, $ Dr. Holly Mays. Please make sure that you go and be a blessing. If you would like to partner with us and you would like to help us get to the next level, we can't do it without you. I'm just going to be honest with you. I want to say, I know some people were asking me yesterday, Dr. Mays, why in the world did you not do Dr. Holly Mays Uncut yesterday? Well, the reason why, drum roll, is because we just got picked up by WPS TV in Texas, channel 26.3. So in the next couple of weeks, we will be airing Dr. Holly Mays Uncut on national television. Okay, channel 26.3. So we're gonna have the flyer. We're gonna have a big rollout for that. So we want you guys to make sure that you support that as well. Let's talk about it real quickly. Okay, let's talk about it. Unlicensed relationships. Unlicensed relationships. What in the world does that mean? So let's talk about what the word unlicensed means. Okay, unlicensed means that you are not certified. Okay, you are not legal or lawfully. And when I say legally and lawfully, I don't mean it from a perspective of always governmental. I don't mean it as that legal or lawfully. But when I say legal or lawfully, we're talking about spiritually, psychologically, because some people are in relationships and y'all are not psychologically compatible. Okay? Some people are in relationships and you are not, watch this now, emotionally compatible. So you are unlicensed. You are not licensed to be in a relationship of such caliber. Some people are in relationships and you are not, get this now, you are not educationally compatible. Okay? And that makes you unlawful. And no, that doesn't mean the fact that one has a master's degree and the other one has a high school diploma. I don't mean it that way. I mean educationally, we are not compatible. My thought process, my reading process, my growth process is not the same as yours. So therefore, we are not compatible. And too many times we are trying to be compatible with uncompatible people. We're trying to say, okay, well, I hope they get better, or I pray that they overcome this situation, or here's a good one. I pray that they catch up to me. A lot of women will say that about men. Oh, I pray that they catch up to me. And the problem with that is that they never do. They never do. And I'm not trying to be funny. They never do. Okay? So what I really want to discuss for the next 25 to 30 minutes is I want to talk about the being unlicensed and in a relationship. Okay? And what that means and what that means to your spirit. Okay? What that means to your spirit, because watch this, we have to start taking care of our spirit a little better. Come on, everybody. We got to start taking care of our spirit just a little bit better. We can't continue to do things that weaken and damage our spirit. And we're wondering why we're having problems in spiritual warfare. We're wondering why we're having problems with our psychological state as it pertains to depression or worry or stress, and we can ward off against some of these things by making sure that we have the proper licensing when it comes to the relationships that we are in. Let me be very frank before we go to a quick break. Listen, when I'm talking about relationships, I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend all the time. I'm not talking about husband and wife. I'm talking about friendship as well, because some of your friendships are unlicensed. They were licensed for who you was and what you were trying to do in college or high school, but as you grew up, the licensing became void. Okay, I have a personal trainer's license and certification, and every 2 years we have to recertify. Why do we have to recertify? Because there's new trends, there's new information, there's new technology that we need to be up to date with, and if we're not up to date and we become outdated, we can't service the people the way we need to. So some of your friendships are truly outdated. They have not renewed their certification or their license to be the friend for who you are now. And we need to be very aware of that, and we need to be very honest with that. Sometimes we just don't want to be very honest with who we are and what we need to grow and develop. So real quickly, I don't want to spoil it, but we're going to go 2 minutes or about a minute and a half on a great commercial break, because we want you to be a sponsor and a partner for what we're doing. And we will be right back. But listen, I want you to take this time to make sure that you are connecting with people and sharing this and telling them, hey, listen, we're talking about unlicensed relationship. We'll be back in just a second. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dr. Holly Mays with Human Faith Empowerment Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. What's going on, everybody? I am back once again. We are talking about unlicensed relationship. We're doing this part two. And listen, I want to go real quickly, man. I want to talk about the spiritual part of this, okay? And then I'm going to move into the psychological part of being in unlicensed relationships. Now, let's talk about the spirit. Because when we're talking about relationships, we're talking about something that relates to one another, okay? A lot of times we are in relationships and y'all do not relate to one another. There is no relation. And therefore, when we talk about ship, we're talking about togetherness and coming together. But yet, when we're talking about relation, me and you have to be compatible. We have to have something in common. So the problem is we can't come together with something in common that compromises that thing called relationship. So the problem with compromising relationship is now we're coming together, but our spirits don't match. And if our spirits don't match, our minds can match. I want you to get this. Our minds can match and be compatible, but our spirits do not match. Okay? That means that something will be off when it comes to morals, ethics, character, things like that. So one of the problems with being in an unlicensed relationship is that it causes compromising in your spirit. And when it causes a compromise in your spirit, now it causes a compromise in who you serve. Okay? Because a lot of times when we're in these unlicensed relationships, we don't serve God, we try to serve the person. And even though the person, we're trying to hope that they catch up to us, but we get bamboozled and bombarded by what the Bible calls the wiles of the enemy, that we don't even recognize that we're being pulled down to a lower level than what our purpose alludes to. And now that's how, and I'm going to help some people, that's how a person can go 15, 20, 30 years, have kids and do all this, but yet you thought you were going to be a nurse when you were in college, but you ended up working at the phone company, and now you're in that shoulda, coulda, woulda stage because you were caught up in something that was incompatible. It was unlicensed. Now watch this now. I'm a true believer, and I tell people this all the time. I'm a true believer in that, hey, listen, you got to push my agenda. My wife has to push my agenda. She has to push my vision. She don't have to connect with it or be a part of it, but she can't be the negative thing that pulls it down. She cannot be that thing that discourages it. She cannot be the worst supporter that I have. She don't have to be the best supporter I have, but she can't absolutely be the worst supporter I have. And sometimes we are going home to unlicensed folk, and we hope that they catch up to where we are in our vision. And we have to psychologically and spiritually disattach ourselves from people and start connecting to people that are licensed in the area or in the realm that we are in right now. And I know sometimes we don't like doing that because it causes a sense of, oh my God, I don't want to hurt anyone, or oh my God, I don't want nobody to look at me strange. But you have to get past that, especially if you have a business or you have a vision and you're trying to do something with your life, or you're trying to do something with your business. You got to spiritually connect, because some spirits attach to you just to make sure that you fail. Okay? And we cannot ignore the fact that some licensing is just not spiritually compatible or connected, or watch this, in an updated form for where you are right now. So you can't always you got to be able to tell yourself, I'm not who I was 10 years ago. You got to be able to say that. Because as long as you say, oh, I'm the same. I see people all the time when I go down to the hood. They say, man, you know what? I ain't never changed. I'm the same person. Well, that's why we don't connect with each other. That's why the licensing we had in high school is not you have to update your license. You got to update, because where I am is not where you still are. And the license that you carry now was for me when I was in high school. It's not for who I am now. So therefore, you got to regroup. You got to go get some more training. You got to go get some more Bible reading. You got to do some more studying. You got to get around some more folk with different mentalities. Your heart got to change. Your operational procedures got to change. And then once you get your licensing up to date, guess what? Now we can have that thing called relationship, because we can come together. It's the term ship. We can come together and be relatable, and then thus will make us compatible. There's too many people that are trying to be compatible but don't have no relation. Y'all don't share nothing in common. It look good on paper, but we don't share nothing in common. And every now and then, you just got to make sure that who you dealing with, y'all share something in common. My wife don't have to like fishing if I like fishing, but she can't be in a disagreement with everything that I'm doing. Everybody that I deal with, every organization that I'm with, she can't be in disagreement. And sometimes we'll live miserable because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's an unlicensed relationship. You'll go to a church that does not feed your spirit just because your family go there. That is an unlicensed relationship. It is spiritually beating you down and spiritually causing you psychological chaos, which leaves you emotionally destructed. And now you can't live within your purpose because guess what? You are operating in a situation where the licenses are expired. And now you're trying to catch up. And you're wondering why you're not reaping the miracle signs and wonders that God has for you. It's because you have not caught up to the purpose or the level that he needs you to be at this stage in your life. You are still working on blessings from 2007 when God says, I've elevated you. Why have you not elevated yourself? Why are you still dealing with low people? Why are you still dealing with low-minded people? You know he ain't no good for you. You know she ain't no good for you. You know that job is not working at your potential. You know that you're not operating in the favor that I showed you in your dream. You are still operating supernaturally in unlicensed dimensions and realms, and now you're upset because that person over there is reaping more than you are. And you got to be careful. You got to be very careful when it comes to how you operate in this season. The next thing we need to talk about being unlicensed in a relationship is understanding the true value of proper licensing. Okay? And y'all know me. I love talking about that. I'm just sharing this, y'all. So y'all roll with me. I just got to share it. Make sure folk come check it out. Because I believe this is going to bless some people. I believe this is going to bless some people. But listen, we're talking about being in a license. So let's talk about psychologically. Okay, we talked about spiritually. Let's talk about psychologically. Okay, why is it valuable for you? And once again, guys, if you guys want to be a blessing to Daily Manna, man, listen. Hey, check out the Cash App up top. Cash App Dr. Holly Mays. Or guess what? You can go to drhollymays.com as well, and you can sow a seed there as well, but we need your support. We make this happen when you help us make it happen, okay? We can't do this without you. But listen, we're talking about unlicensed relationships, okay? So let's talk about psychologically. Now, let's go through a scenario. And this may not be your scenario, but it's a scenario, okay? So I'm going to hit somebody with this. So watch this now. So now you, and let's get off of relationships because I don't want people to think that this is a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife thing, okay? So you joined the company when you were 18 years of age, okay? And it was a pretty good company. Hey, you know what? They will never fire you. How many people are in a company that you know what? Hey, listen, I will never get fired from this company. I don't know if it's because of the way the company's dynamic is, whatever the case may be, but I will never get fired. That's fine. But watch this. You'll never get promoted either. You'll never get a raise neither, okay? They will give you job security, but they don't have to give you job advancement, okay? Or job or economical increase. But your job is safe, okay? But you keep seeing dreams. You keep having dreams that you're supposed to be stepping out. You keep launching out. It's a boat that you're on, because I've had this dream. It's a boat I'm on in the middle of the water, and there's a bigger boat right across from me in the water. But watch this. I hear the Lord saying, come, but I'm scared to step out in the water. Now, remind you, the boat is only maybe a foot away. But I'm scared that if I miss the boat, guess what? I'm going to drown in the water. Somebody will get this in just a second. But the fact of the matter is, I'm supposed to be on that other boat, because that boat is going to be able to take me into territories and take me into places that this boat that I'm currently on can't take me in. But because I'm safer over here, because I feel like this is, I've adjusted my mind to feel like this is where I'm supposed to be, I stay put. And God can get to a point where God says, okay, listen, make a decision that you do not want to go nowhere, I tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and let you stay in that boat, and I'm going to let this boat sail on to somebody else. And then you spend the rest of your day, the rest of your time, the rest of your psyche, the rest of your spirit being mad at people that jumped in that boat besides you. Okay? You're in an unlicensed relationship with your situation. Watch this now. And psychologically, you have not been able to conquer that, so you stay stuck because mentally you feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. When God has showed you, when God has told you, he has sent people to you to tell you, hey, listen, I want more for you. How many people just know that God wants more for you? But you keep allowing people to tell you this is where you're supposed to be. Your licensing has ran out for playing games. This is not the area and season in your life to continue to play games. If you are still sitting, if you are 40 and 50 years old and you still playing, PlayStation all days of your life, if you're still telling me you're playing games with women, if you're still telling me you don't know how to balance a checkbook, if you're still telling me you ain't got bigger dreams and goals in your apartment or that car that keep breaking down every 5 minutes, if you're telling me you still in that mindset, but you're telling people you've grown, you're in an unlicensed relationship with your situation. And watch this, when you get in an unlicensed relationship with your situation, you get in an unlicensed relationship with yourself. And now you don't even know who you really are anymore. God is tired of coming to you, telling you who you are, and you let people talk you right out of who God told you was. You get in a psychological unlicensed relationship with yourself because you allow situation and circumstance to bamboozle you. The Bible calls that a wile. W-I-L-E. That's a wile. It's trickery. And it's psychological trickery. Watch this now. When you get in an unlicensed relationship with yourself, you now allow psychological trickery, which causes emotional distress. So now you get emotional about everything. Nobody can talk to you because you think people downing you. Nobody can tell you that you're wrong because you think people are judging you. Nobody can tell you that, hey, there's a better way because you think people don't think you're smart enough. Because through transition and through time, you have allowed psychological, unlicensed relationship to happen with yourself. You can't even relate to the true you anymore. You can't even relate to who God made you to be because you don't know who it is, because time, circumstance, and situation has got you out of your licensing. So now you don't even pray the same no more. You don't even talk the same no more. You were most likely to succeed in high school. Now you're the most likely to fail. All because you are in an unlicensed relationship with yourself. That's the most dangerous kind. Because when you get in an unlicensed relationship with yourself, you now get in an unlicensed relationship with God. And now you're expecting God to be okay with things that you are doing. That's an unlicensed relationship. You're expecting God to forgive you and forget about the fact that you don't even know how to pray no more, that you don't even come to him no more. You go to Facebook before you come to him. You go to Instagram before you come to him. You will show your face on social media before you show your face at the altar. And God is saying, wait, hold on. That used to be fine in your youth. That used to be fine when you didn't know no better. When you had just got saved and you were just figuring this thing out and you were just coming from the world, but you've been out of the world let you tell people for the last 10, 15 years. You've been in the church for the past 15 years. You've been on the mother's board and the deacon board and in the pulpit for the past 15, 20 years, and you still doing childish stuff, and you want me to keep helping you and pulling you out? No, right now your licensing between the relationship between you and God is outdated. You need to pick it up. You need to get yourself together. You need to get yourself back in a licensed relationship with God. That's why you have unlicensed relationship with people. Because you have an unlicensed relationship with yourself and you're in an unlicensed relationship with God. So what makes you think you're going to be in a licensed relationship with people? It never works. That's why you don't have good resources. That's why you don't have people sewing into your vision. That's why you don't have people around you that's positive saying you can do it. You can make it. Let me tell you something. Even if my family don't agree with what I'm doing, there are people that do. Because I may not be in a licensed relationship with them, but I'm in a licensed relationship with other people. You got to know who to connect with and who not to. You got to know who you can relate to and who you can't. Just because we've been friends or going to the same church for 20 years don't mean me and your relationship is licensed. Just because you've been sitting next to me on the pew for the past 20 years and you saw me when I was a little pup and now all of a sudden I'm grown and you're on the mother's board and I should respect you and I should hold you in high regard, that don't mean your licensing is still valid. Your licensing still may be expired because you sat there and did nothing while I kept growing. So therefore, me and you don't have conversation. You just got to understand sometimes conversation ain't for me and you no matter what your title is. Your title don't make you licensed. Your title is for you. God don't care about your title. I'm trying to help some people because at the end of the day, we got to learn how to be free. This whole thing is about being free. When you're in a licensed relationship with God, you're free. And the Bible says you're not just free, you're free indeed. I want you to understand that word free indeed. I preached on this a while. I actually taught about this. When you are free, the importance of the Bible saying free indeed and not just saying free is because people's perception and mindset of free is different. Let me tell you something. I don't mean to be controversial. Well, yeah, I do actually. Yes, I do. House Negroes and field Negroes, watch this now. The Emancipation Proclamation made both of them free. But there were some of them that said, wait, hold on, I'm struggling too bad. Kind of like the children of Israel coming out of Egypt. I'm struggling too bad. I had it better at Massa House. At least I had, something to eat and a place to sleep. But there are some that said, I would rather be homeless and I would rather eat from the trash can and go back to where I am because now I'm predicated on the choices that I make. Why? Because I'm psychologically and personally free indeed. Free indeed means I'm free in contract. I'm free indeed. So when God and you have a covenant together, you have a contract. So now I can be free in God because of the contract that's connected to God. I'm free indeed. I'm not just free because you're free, but you're not connected to nothing. That's why it's a difference between being free and being free indeed. Listen, I'm finna get out of here, y'all. I pray that this was helpful to you. But listen, I'm going to go on and go, man. But listen, I will be back tomorrow. We will be discussing this topic again. Y'all make sure that you invite some people, man, because somebody needs to hear this. I'm telling you right now. But listen, once again, if you'd like to be a blessing, if you'd like to partner with us, please do so. The Cash App is up top. $ Dr. Holly Mays, or you can go, guess what, to drhollymays.com. But at the end of the day, man, listen, I love you guys with the love of the Lord. Remember to uplift Christ wherever you go. And do me a favor, make sure you guys, man, go check out, man, I'm telling you, go check out appointedapparel.com. I'm telling you, it is on and popping. Appointed, anointed, and elected gear. Man, it's not only fashionable, man, but it's also a way of life, man. I love you guys, man. I'm out of here. Peace.